Boston Bruins fan, if you don't want to miss any exclusive Bruins news, subscribe to this channel now. We are constantly on the lookout for the latest dear information about your favorite team, ensuring you are always up to date with everything that happens. Join us so you don't miss any important details. 8 lessons from last week's Bruins development camp. The Bruins wrapped up their 4-day development camp last Thursday, concluding this session with a full team scrimmage that showcased the next wave of Boston's young talents. Although the real test for most of these young players will come in the fall during the rookie camp and various leagues in North America and Europe, the development camp offers a glimpse into some of Boston's most intriguing prospects. Here's what stood out during the week. Letourneau shows potential. There were no surprises with the 2024 first-round pick, Dean Letourneau, this week. His 6'7" frame is immediately noticeable, along with his strong skating strides, impressive reach, and sharp wrist shot, portraying him as a legitimate top-6 force, similar to Sabres elite shooter Tage Thompson. "It's hard not to notice his size," said Adam McQuaid, former Bruins defenseman and current player development coordinator. "His calmness in and around the net, good hands. Just a big frame, but when you look at him, he's still such a young kid. You probably appreciate him even more when you're on the ice, realizing how big he is and how smooth he is with the puck." Letourneau's game isn't based on knocking over opponents like a prototypical power forward. Instead, he uses his broad reach and skating to protect the puck, fire shots from tight quarters, and drive to the net. He will need to add muscle, as he struggled in some battle drills against smaller, though more experienced, prospects. He also stumbled in some skating drills, indicating that patience should be preached as he matures at Boston College this fall. It's easy to see why the Bruins were enamored with Letourneau's ceiling when they selected him 25th overall. However, Bruins fans should allow him to develop at his own pace, given how unique he is as a prospect and the potential rewards Boston could reap if Letourneau lives up to expectations. Jelvik could be the sleeper. Matthew Poitras, Mason Lohrei, Fabian Lysell, and Georgii Merkulov are familiar names to Bruins fans assessing the next crop of the franchise's talent. However, it might be time to add Oskar Jelvik to that group, as a prospect with legitimate middle six potential. The Swedish winger has seen his stock rise since arriving at Boston College. A 5th-round pick in the 2021 draft, Jelvik had an excellent campaign with the Eagles, tallying 42 points, 13 goals and 29 assists, in 41 top-6 games. Although the 5'10" winger isn't the most imposing figure, he consistently stood out, playing a fast and slippery game while routinely positioning himself in high-danger areas. He scored the first goal of Thursday's scrimmage by outpacing Mike Mastrodomenico and capitalizing on a loose puck while driving to the net. Jelvik's growth has not been lost on the Bruins development staff. Even though his scoring boost was aided by playing alongside BC star and 5th overall pick in 2022, Cutter Gauthier, McQuaid believes Jelvik will take another step forward in 2024-25. "He might have had one of the best growth seasons of the group," said McQuaid. "It was a big transition in the first year, with the smaller ice and little things like that. But I think his consistency was the main thing. He played well every night. Gauthier is a very good player, but Oskar is too. I don't doubt that he can replicate what he did this year next year." Duran ahead of schedule. Woburn native and 2026 round pick Riley Duran earned high marks for his high motor and heavy shot. There was rarely a moment when Duran wasn't moving his feet, with his 6'2" frame turning into a wrecking ball on the forecheck during Thursday's scrimmage. Duran is looking to make a push for Boston's roster during training camp, with his speed and physical style making him a viable bottom-6 contributor. Of course, Duran faces an uphill battle in outplaying NHLers like Johnny Beecher, Justin Brazeau, Mark Kastelic, Max Jones, and Riley Tuft for a regular role. However, Duran's confidence is reflected in his coach's comments, with Providence Bruins head coach Ryan Mudgenall emphasizing that Duran has continued to impress the development staff since making the jump to the AHL in March. "To be transparent, I think he was much better than I expected," said Mudgenall of Duran, who closed last season with 11 games for the Bruins. "I'm not saying I had him at a different standard, but we were really surprised at how well his game had grown and how competent he was in the American League. He was absolutely excellent for us. And to me, he's probably a bit ahead of where I thought he would be at this point. So, we're thrilled with his growth and development, his work ethic, being a great teammate. Don't forget to like this video, as it is essential to ensure you don't miss out on the latest Bruins news we share here. Thank you in advance for your collaboration. Continuing. Slow and steady for Poitras. Matt Poitras' participation was a surprise, given that the 20-year-old played 35 NHL games last season. However, with Boston's most promising young forward now in the final stages of recovering from major shoulder surgery, this week marked a promising step for Poitras, who continues to shake off the rust as he prepares for training camp in the fall. Poitras, who gained about 8 to 9 pounds of muscle, showed his skating style and east-west approach with the puck during the first 3 days of camp. He did not participate in Thursday's scrimmage, which was no surprise given the physical play involved. "We thought it was best for him not to play today, and he's on track," said McQuaid. "There have been no setbacks. We knew we were trying to avoid contact, so he's doing well. It was a great week for him. I know he enjoyed being back out there with the guys, and probably being around some guys closer to his age was good for him." Is Lysell ready for the next step? After leading development camps for the past 3 summers, 21-year-old first-round pick in 2021, Fabian Lysell, aged out of the Bruins summer session this year. However, the dynamic forward remained a focal point, especially with Boston expected to enter training camp with a top 6 spot up for grabs. While Boston's development team has stressed the need for Lysell to incorporate more defensive responsibility into his high-octane skill set, 50 points in 56 games for Providence last season, Mujnal noted that Lysell made great strides in rounding out his overall game last year. As a result, Lysell might be ready to push for NHL reps this season. "Fab made great strides this year," said Mujnal. "Again, we sometimes forget how young Fabian is. We had him at 19, and the maturity he showed in his game was great to see. He's a special kid. And all these offensively gifted players have some sort of deficiency, especially defensively. And I think his defensive game is really starting to show. I think he's going to push." Bulked up roster. Jackson Edward may hold the title as the Bruins' most physical prospect, but the profile of 6'2" defensemen is becoming standard within the organization. For years, the Bruins have crafted a strategy to replenish their development system by targeting tall, high-motor forwards and robust defensemen. Of the 35 players at this camp, only 4, Poitras, Jelvik, Don Lochmealis, and Cole Spicer, were under 6 feet tall. The Bruins hosted 11 defensemen at the camp, 7 of whom measured 6'3" or taller. Despite these imposing frames, McQuaid was impressed with their overall skating ability and conditioning. "It was a great group," McQuaid said. "I was very, very happy. I knew them coming in, but just their commitment to trying new things and getting to know each other, a super respectful group of young men. It was a great camp in terms of size, physically, and how they all moved. And also the execution. We had practices yesterday, and I'm joking that it looked like they were in mid-season form. Forwards like Andre Gasso, 6'4", 2021 7th-round pick, and Chris Pelosi, 6'1", 2023 3rd-round pick, overpowered skaters during Thursday's scrimmage, while defenseman Christian Kostadinski, 2023 7th-round pick, made significant strides in his skating. Even though the Bruins aren't stocked with top-tier talent in their system, the franchise has an abundance of blue-collar forwards and physical wingers who could be assets in the professional game. Dear fan, we need your support to make our channel grow. Your subscription and like are crucial for YouTube to promote our content to more people and for you to always be notified of our new videos. Unfortunately, many followers don't subscribe to or like our videos, which is disheartening for us as we put so much effort into creating quality content for free. But we know that you are not part of that group that does not support us. Therefore, we sincerely ask that you help us by subscribing and liking our videos. If you haven't already, please consider taking this small step that means a lot to us. Our goal is to provide relevant content and keep you up to date on everything Boston Bruins related. If you can take a moment to support us in this way, we would be immensely grateful. Remember, every action you take helps us grow and reach more people, allowing us to continue celebrating and sharing our passion for the Boston Bruins with all of our fans. We thank you in advance for your understanding and continued support. Together we are stronger. With gratitude, Skamaris and team.